Hello, my name is ARRIAGUE, and in this day talking about knowing our in miniature the cell. Introduction. The cell is an anatomical, physiological, and morphological unit of a living being. Cells are often called the building blocks of life. In conclusion, the cell is life in miniature, and the study of the cell is called cell biology. Okay, a cell is formed by membrane, cytoplasm, and nucleus. Membrane, that is the undermost part, and cytoplasm, in which most of the function of this cell, and the nucleus, that is where the genetic material is found. History. In 1565, Robert Hooke observed with a microscope a thin cut of core. He noticed that the material was porous. This porous as wall formed shallow cavities like boxes that he called cells. Hooke had observed dead cells. In 1839, Theodore Schwann and Matthias Sleiden were the first launched the cell theory. The resulting theory postulates that and the living beings are composite of the self, in this case, animals, persons, and plants. Second postulate is cells are the units of structure and function. In 1858, Virchow adds a third postulate. Third postulate, it is a self coming from pre-existent cells. Cell types. The cell biology divides two basic cell types, in this case prokaryotic and eukaryotic cells. Other name prokaryotic cells is simple cell, and eukaryotic cell other name is multicellular cell. Okay, in divide prokaryotic cell, example is bacteria and archaeobacteria, and eukaryotic cells divide in protista, plants, animals, and fungi. Difference in prokaryotes and eukaryotes. What the words mean? Prokaryotes in the pref is pro equal before and karyonce equal kernel, which represent the nucleus. So prokaryotes are the self with a true nucleus. In eukaryote cell, eu mean true and karyos kernel the nucleus. So eukaryotes are the cell with a true nucleus. Okay, one the difference is this nucleus. In this case, eukaryote is true nucleus and prokaryotes no true nucleus. Prokaryotic cell. Prokaryotic cell, it is the simple and most primitive cell. This type of the cell does not have a clear difference nucleus. Its many characteristics is that the genetic material is free in the cytoplasm. They have few cellular organelles and they do not form tissues or organs. Almost without exception, the organisms based on the prokaryote cells are unicellular. Bacteria are an example of the prokaryotic cell. They present the following part: rigid wall that gives its shape of the prokaryotic cell, plasmatic membrane. This separate the environmental where they live and then control the pH substance for the environmental, and cytoplasm, which is full of water and contain a large amount of dissolved substance, and ribosomes are the place where proteins are building. DNA, which is the genetic material that controls cellular activity. The DNA is forming circular structure. Is the only chromosome in the cell. It appears in area of the cytoplasm called the nucleotic plasmid, a small circular strange chromosomal DNA sequence that gives the cell the ability to exchange genetic material with other cells for resistance to antibiotics. It is more important of the cellular prokaryotic plasmid because it is survivor of an attack for antibiotics. Eukaryotic cells have a cell nucleus delimited by a membrane, and these cells are part of the use of multicellular organisms like us. The eukaryotic cell can be classified according to the origin, animal cell and plant cell. The main difference between eukaryotic and prokaryotic cell is that the eukaryotic has a cell nucleus delimited by a membrane called the nuclear membrane. Parts of the eukaryotic cell. The parts basic in eukaryotic cell and animal cell and plant cell, it is more important cellular membrane, nucleus, cytoplasm, and organelle. The cell membrane. The cell membrane, also known as the plasma membrane or cytoplasm membrane and historically referred to as the plasmalemma, is a biological membrane that separates the interior of the cell from the outside environment. It consists of the lipid bilayer white and main protein. The basic function of the cell membrane is to protect the cell from the surrounding. The cell membrane controls the movement of the substance in and out of cell and organelle. In this way, it is selective permeability, the ions and organic molecules. The cytoplasm is located between membrane plasm and the nucleus. In there are the organelles in the cytoskeleton. Cytoskeleton structure formed by protein. It is the cellular ribosomes. They are formed by two subunits of the RNA and protein. They sever form the construction of the protein. Centrioles, full cylindrical structure formed by microtubules. They organize the construction of the cytoskeleton. Endoplasmatic reticulum, organelle formed by convoluted tubules and flavic or rounded vesicles. Its function is the synthesis, transform, accumulate, and transport substance. There are two types of cytoplasmic reticulum: round endoplasmatic reticulum and smooth endoplasmatic reticulum. The round endoplasmatic reticulum has a round appear because it was associated ribosome. Some endoplasmatic reticulum white ribosome, its function is the synthesis lipids. Golgi apparatus is formed by sacs and vesicles, then come from the endoplasmatic reticles. In the Golgi apparatus, substance produced in the endoplasmatic reticulums are transformed. Mitochondria. They are large and oval organelles. With double member, the external one is smooth. The internal one presents creases called rays. They occur in the cell in variability numbers, but are very numerous if the cell needs to consume a lot of energy. The interior of the mitochondria is called the mitochondrial matrix. In the matrix, we find circular DNA, RNA, and ribosomes like bacteria. They are able to form proteins and divide. The function that mitochondria perform is produce most the energy that the cell needs. The nucleus is characteristic structure of the eukaryotic cell. The following parts are distinguished: a nuclear membrane, nucleoplasm, nucleolus, and DNA or genetic material. Nuclear membrane formed by two membranes then come from the endoplasmic reticulum. The entire surface is that white porous through which inform enter and leave nucleoplasm substance similar to the elantoplasm. Nucleolus is a very dense zone formed by DNA, RNA, and protein. It is the place where ribosomes are formed, and the DNA or genetic material is condensed in the form of chromatin. DNA or genetic material is condensed in the form of the chromatin. The DNA contains genetic information and control the cellular activities. Review. It is more important difference in an eukaryote and prokaryote. Difference between is the in eukaryotic linear DNA by the histone, and the prokaryotic is circular DNA. And reproduction in the eukaryotic is mitosis, and prokaryotic cell is binary fission. Is the more common between the cell is plasma membrane, cell division, cytoplasms, and ribosomes and chromosomes. In this case, other difference is small ribosomes in the prokaryotic cell and the big ribosomes in the eukaryotic cell, and cytoskeleton present in the eukaryotic cell, and prokaryotic cell not present cytoplasm skeleton. Other difference more important is the complex cell wall in prokaryote and the eukaryotic cell wall simple.